Starters set to be the 24M of Hunter Maddox out of Bedford, Indiana, the Auto Credit Airmaster Heating and AC, number 24. As that'll be your line for Simpson Race Products Heat Race, number 1 of 3. And I had to get Charles Davis in that AARP reference. Twice he has won a heat race this week, and both times he's been looking for that card.
There's a poster for it floating around there somewhere. I'm not sure if
Nice.
it's made its way to the internet just yet. I'm not going to be the one to share it, but there is a graphic, I should say, floating around.
So if anybody thought we were taking a stab at him, no, he's the one that actually made the joke.
He might have made the graphic.
There's, with
sure.
him, you never know. And of course, we know so many people in this industry that are Photoshop fluent. There is no telling. So the field has fired. Anton Hernandez was not in action last night at Williams Grove. Instead, he was down slinging T-shirts. And reason being, the year before, they found him in the trees. So the car owners and everybody's saying, hey, we're just going to go ahead and take the night off, get a chance to go through the car. And they also took the opportunity to apply graphics.
And I think that I just mentioned it again with Brady Bacon for his USAC Silver Crown Champ car on a Sabre-Roofing Fast Qualifying Award. When he set the track record at Grandview, he mentioned that there were some racetracks this week that he wasn't super eager on resetting a track record because that could be a little scary. I'm pretty sure he was referencing Williams Grove, and we didn't do so. So all good on that front. But just that the Grove it's so fast, and it is intimidating for a lot of drivers.
The amount of speed they're carrying into the corners is amazing. And this track, it's very paperclip. It has the very long straightaways, but it's a lot sweepier in the turns, so you're able to kind of carry that speed. You're not just having to really lock the car down as hard.
It is just a little bit more simple to maneuver, I suppose you could say. It doesn't seem to have the spook factor that the Grove has for some. Of course, veterans like Justin Grant, Kevin Thomas Jr., those guys love it.
It's interesting if Brady Bacon says, that one makes me nervous, because I haven't seen much that makes him nervous.
Right.
Interesting. I had to go to Richie and double-check the stat. He was your Honest Abe Roofing quick qualifier in the Silver Crown. That's only the second time in his career. Last time was during the Hoosier 100 in 2016.
That's an impressive stat, especially with the Hoosier 100 at the Indy Mile. So quite a bit different than what we're looking at today.
When I looked it up, I had to look over at Richie and go, is that right? And he goes, yeah, that's right.
Dave, you talk first on these.
Of course, on the sprint car side, Brady, it is nothing new for him to end up as a quick qualifier. He's done it 51 times. So as we get ready to go to green, past the NOS Energy start can off of turn number 4, we get after it. Hernandez going to lead the field onto the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. They'll sort things out as they work onto the back straightaway. Driver with a better run going to be the 33M. Matt Westfall going to jump up and take over the top spot here as they work into turns 3 and 4.
Kyle Cummins going to hang around, head to the bottom side of the racetrack on the inside of Anton Hernandez. Might get a better drive off the corner. It looks like he will for now.
Side by side onto the front straightaway. Got a pair of battles working into turns 1 and 2. The Avante windows and doors over 3 to the inside. Hernandez way up the racetrack, but he found something. Look at that car just fire off down the back straightaway.
So Anton Hernandez making the top side of the racetrack work. A lot of other drivers finding themselves around the bottom side as we did just do a tiny bit of track work. Going to be a little bit more narrow for heat race number 1, but so far so good.
Nearly 3 wide mid-pack behind him here as they work into turns 1 and 2. Boy, Anton going up and nearly tapping the wall there in turn number 1. Finds another good run on the back straightaway. Cummins, the car getting a little sideways on him. Looking back at that battle raging on between Charles Davis, Mitchell Moles. You got C.J. Leary in that mix as well. Again, 6 drivers. Going to move on. Oh, look out. Things got interesting there over in turns 3 and 4. Luckily, everybody's sorting it out.
Yeah, so Mitchell Moles just getting a little bit loose coming off of turn 4, and we saw that some in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. The right rear just gets a little bit hung out. The car snaps sideways a little bit, and you have to redirect it. Mitchell Moles doing just that. Charles Davis Jr. on his outside, though.
So drivers starting to move their lines around. You see a lot of the field starting to migrate up the racetrack, except for your leader, Matt Westfall. We've seen him win races, and that's right where we see him get it done. He's very patient around the bottom, but he's also very aggressive with it, though, as he works his lineup just a little bit. He's going to make a liar out of me here. He's going to go ahead and work to the high side off of turn number 4. Hernandez still chasing him. Cummins still sitting in 3rd. Moles running in 4th. Stock and Davis. Maddox, Hayslett. That's going to round out your field right now. As Leary in the 15 trying to get up and see if he can reel in the 3P of Kyle Cummins. Again, he was your quick qualifier for the sprint cars. So right now, sitting in a transfer spot puts him starting 6th in the feature.
there's the top side of the racetrack, and then there's the Anton Hernandez line, and he's running significantly higher than other cars in the field, especially down here in turns number 3 and 4. You're going to see him get higher than both Matt Westphal and Kyle Cummins. It doesn't pan out quite that well for him on that time.
You know, in wing sprint cars, you got the Hod line. I guess in non-wing, we're going to have the Hernandez line here as he's going to get it right up on the fence on the entry of 1. Keeps it there to the exit of turn number 2. Has another big run. The car kicks sideways on him. We've seen that. You already alluded to it, where that right rear just kind of kicks loose a little bit, and they have to get the car back underneath them. This time, a little bit better run through turns 3 and 4. Westphal is going to have some company down to the checkered flag. Holds on to it. Matt Westphal able to fend off the charge of Anton Hernandez. Kyle Cummins, C.J. Leary, Mitchell Moles, Chase Stock, and those 6 drivers moving on to the feature event. Charles Davis, Corbin Hazlett, Hunter Maddox, they're going into your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to you out of Pleasant Hill, Ohio. The Ray Marshall Motorsports, Buckeye Machine Fabricators, Hempy Water Wicks Filters, All-Star Performance number 33M. Race fans, give him a hand. Matt Westphal. Anton Hernandez crossing in second. Kyle Cummins in third. C.J. Leary in fourth. Mitchell Moles, Chase Stock. And again, those 6 drivers moving on. Davis, Hazlett, Maddox rounding out your field.
So we talked about Matt Westphal winning races around the bottom side of the racetrack. And if memory serves, and hopefully it does, he contested Logan Seavey for the win at Port Royal with the USAC Silver Crown Series last year around the top side of the racetrack. And I guess you could call it banging the boards for Matt Westphal. It was, you know, it was really a sight to see.
Normally, and we've talked about normally, right around the bottom, but boy, when he does find a line on the high side, it's fun to watch. It's fun to take down to Drake.
Matt Westphal, you guys talked about it, has some good experience here at the Port Royal Speedway. I know that Silver Crown loss from just a few years ago still sings for Matt, but Matt, you started moving up to the top, especially down here in turns 3 and 4, and we talk about you all the time being one of the best to run the bottom. Did you maybe hear Anton Hernandez and decide to move up?
No, I kind of figured that the top was going to be better down here. The bottom's pretty good at the other end, but I just got to thank Ray Marshall for everything he does for us, and hope we can get her up front tonight.
Matt Westphal collects his 5th heat race win on the season here in Simpson Race Products heat race number 1.
Thank you very much, Drake. Ronda Supply Heat Race number 2 set to make its way out as it will stage onto the front straightaway. Driver to Rockland, California, the Suburban Subaru, Deaton's Waterfront Services, Burke's Western Telecom, Hinchman 80 number 12, of the Man, Robert Ballou, going to be in the pole. This one outside of him, going to be Alex Bryant out of Collegeville, Pennsylvania, the Hefner Racing Enterprises, Lelands.com, Rider XXX number 27. Next row to the inside, you will find Dason Percy at Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Apache Transport, one-way DRC chassis, Beaver Stripes, Amsoil number 21AZ, and outside of him, driver out of Anaheim, California, the Honest Abe Roofing, Claxton DRC number 2B, that is Jake Swanson. Ricky Lewis out of Oxnard, California, driver of the Mesilla Valley Transportation, J&M Racing, Morris Farms number 41. He'll go from the 5th starting spot. And the driver lining up 6th in this one going to be Logan Seavey out of Sutter, California, the MPV Express, Stanton DRC chassis, Dozers, Nuts, and Bolts number 57. Carmen Perigo at Estoystown, Pennsylvania, the EMI Chevrolet, J.R. Venegro hauling Mountain Ridge Metals number 21. He'll go from the inside of run number 4. Next to him, all the way from Banbury, Oxfordshire, United Kingdom, the Skegness Raceway, Claxton, Maxon number 84. That is Tom Harris. Final starter set to be J.T. Ferry to Drums, Pennsylvania, driver of the Bradley Caldwell Incorporated, the Joyous Seating Chop Design, Tunison Supply, number 18J. As that'll be your scheduled lineup here in Ronda Supply Heat Race number 2 of 3 tonight. Again, 8 laps of distance, 6 drivers moving on directly into your feature event.
So take this opportunity to sort of re-elaborate on what the format looks like, because I know there's been some confusion last couple nights of Eastern Storm without an Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event. So now that we do have one tonight, the format's going to act exactly the same. So the cars that weren't transferring out of their heat race in the last couple of nights, imagine that they did go to a semi-feature event. They would have tagged the feature field behind the heat race winners directly from qualifying times. They're going to do the same thing tonight. They just have to transfer to the semi-feature to do it.
Yeah, now you get to determine your position at the finish of that B main instead of, hey, you know what, everybody's going on, and here you go. So it's an easy format to follow. You just have to remember, if everybody goes on to the feature, that inversion, instead of being a transfer now, becomes the setup for the first, it would be 6 rows.
Exactly, yep.
So Robert Ballou in the 12. 5 times this season. He has been a heat race winner. Alex Bright next to him. Bright in the 27. A little bit of a rough start to his Eastern Storm. Getting a turnaround at Big Diamond, was quick time there with a 5th place finish. Finished 11th last night at the Grove. Pursley, Swanson, Lewis, then Seavey. Perigo, then Harris, Ferry. Rounds out your lineup. Field looking for the NOS Energy start can off of turn number 4, Ballou. Going to bring him to green.
So Robert Ballou's going to swing out wide. Jason Pursley's going to stick him on the inside. Robert Ballou going to come back and shut the door.
Boy, Robert Ballou kind of spinning the tires there, as you said. Took her a little bit wide. Alex Bryant going to take advantage of the outside. It'll be that number 27 jumping out to the race lead. Now the 21 AZ, Dason Pursley to the inside. They're going to cross each other over in turns 3 and 4. Ballou down to the bottom. Up across the racetrack he goes. Holds on to that second spot.
Alex Bryant really taking advantage of that start to make sure he gets a good, comfortable lead so he can start to run away with this Rod and Supply Heat Race number 2.
You got drivers midway all the way to the high side. The first driver that was working the bottom, that's going to be the MPV Express number 57. Logan Seavey trying to get up and see if he can contend through turns 1 and 2. Now going to switch tactics. He's going to the outside of turns 3 and 4. Swanson down to the bottom. It'll be the advantage of the 57 as they work into turns 1 and 2. Swanson still right there. They're side by side for that second spot. Robert Ballou, Dason Pursley going to duke it out, advantage to the Madman.
Battle for the transfer position is on. Ricky Lewis has it. Carmen Perigo wants it. Going to follow him into turns number 3. Ricky Lewis around the bottom side of the racetrack. Carmen Perigo is going to look to the outside coming on turn number 4.
Boy, Perigo hard on the throttle, around to the front straightaway. Lewis up the racetrack, going to block it, the charge on him there. Got that tail tank up right next to the wall and dared him to go after it. As now going to get a little bit of insurance onto the back straightaway. Works by the 2B of Jake Swanson. Swanson going to swing back to his inside as they work into turns 3 and 4. Does he have enough to short slide him? He doesn't. Going to go sideways faster than forward here. Falls right back at the tire tracks of the 41. Now he'll have the 21 staring him down as they're still side by side for that second spot. Ballou had it. Pursley going to take it from him on the back straightaway.
Jason Pursley going to get in front of the 12 there going into turn number 3. Going to slide up the racetrack. Robert Ballou cuts it down a little bit short, but Pursley going to have the advantage.
Boys, they've been battling, though. Alex Bryant saying thank you very much. 1.751 seconds his advantage right now. Pursley, only driver in the field that's really making that bottom side come to life and work for him. Ballou up on the high side running in third. Seavey, Lewis, Swanson. Those are still the drivers sitting in transfer spots. Perigo had been right up there a couple laps ago, now has lost ground as he's going to ride in 7th. Ferry and Harris right now run at your running order.
Jason Pursley continues to work the bottom side of the racetrack as Alex Bryant is using the top. He kind of plays it a little bit safer there in turns number 3 and 4 than he has the last couple laps, knowing what a lead he has.
Kind of cheating it into the middle and letting the car drift out. It was 1.7, now 1.5. It is 1.1. So Dason Pursley is closing, but time may not be to his advantage here. As Bryant with a good launch onto the back straightaway. Once again, going to enter to the middle, let the car carry speed and drift out as they work off a turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. And it will be Alex Bryant holding on for the heat race win. Dason Pursley peeling a second over the last couple of laps off the advantage of Alex Bryant. Comes up shy in that one. Robert Ballou, Logan Seavey, Ricky Lewis, Jake Swanson. They will move on. Carmen Perigo, JT Ferry, and Tom Harris unofficially running out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he comes to you to Collegeville, Pennsylvania. The Hefner Racing Enterprises, Leland's.com, the Greg Honda Foundation, Rider XXX number 27. Give him a hand, Alex Bryant. Dason Pursley in second, Robert Ballou in third, Logan Seavey in fourth, Ricky Lewis in fifth, Jake Swanson in sixth. Again, those 4 drivers transferring directly into your feature event. Perigo, Ferry, and Harris. They'll find themselves in your Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts semi-feature event.
And it's these small victories for Alex Bryant and his Hefner Racing team that have been turning their week around slowly but surely. That Honest Abe Roofing Fast Qualifier award at Big Diamond Speedway, first for his career, and now this heat race win in Rod and Supply Heat Race number 2. It's not much, but it's promising.
So he's going to take it down to the infield. We're going to go down to Drake.
Thank you so much, Brian and Kristen. You've talked about it. It's been a slowly but surely kind of turnaround week here for Alex Bryant. Also picked up a top 5 at Big Diamond, Christy and Brian. And Alex right on the cushion right there. And we saw Matt Westfall really run the bottom very well down in turns 1 and 2. You committed to the top. What made you stay up top all race long?
Well, nobody showed their nose on the bottom. So, no, I was watching the video before I went out, saw Matt Westfall on the bottom, but just so used to running here up top, and I know once you get wound up around here, you really make some speed. We didn't have the best qualifying, so knew I needed to win the heat, and that puts us in a decent starting spot, and track I'm sure will widen up a little bit more, and we'll have a nice track for the future.
Alex Bryant knows a thing or two about getting around Port Royal Speedway, and he flexes his muscles here in Rod and Supply Heat Race number 2, his second heat race win on the year.
TJ Ford's heat race number 3.
Mic check 1, 2.
Apologize, that's something going awry on the mic there for a second. We'll take off here in TJ Ford's heat race number 3. As crews up here are going to work on the PA system. Again, apologies as they work on that. It will be Stephen Dravicki taking off with the race lead right now. Kevin Thomas Jr. running that second spot. Justin Grant running in third. He will have Briggs Danner coming after him. Challenge for the top spot, though, as they work up at turn number 4. Does he have the run around to the front straightaway? Car kicks a little sideways. He's still got it, though. Last night's feature winner going to jump up to the race lead here in TJ Ford team race number 3. Kevin Thomas Jr. round the bottom side of the speedway. Has it now. Here comes Justin Grant, the NOS number 4, charging high side onto the back straightaway. He will take over the second spot. Dravicki going to fall to third. Danner right there in the hunt as well. He's going to diamond it across down to the bottom side of the speedway. He's got it. It'll be Danner in the 39 up to third. Dravicki back to fourth. Joey Amantia going to run in fifth. Brady Bacon right now with a final transfer. Looking for insurance, so onto the back straightway. He'll slice it up with the 88J as they work into turns 3 and 4. Up on the top shelf, here comes the 69. The 88 in his tire tracks now. He's going to have some company coming. Carson Garrett in the 15. Closing in now as they work off into turns at 1 and 2. Going to take it down to the inside. Car kick sideways. Amanti able to keep him at bay as they work onto the backside of the speedway. It is the Inferno Armor number 3R of Kevin Thomas Jr. in command. Justin Grant trying to reel him in right now. 0.684 seconds separating those two drivers. Grant all the way up on the cushion. Thomas doing more of the line we saw out of Alex Bright last time, where he goes in the middle of turn number 3, lets the car drift down at the exit of turn number 4. Grant with a full head of steam. Ooh, look out. Garrett. All kinds of messed up over in turns 3 and 4. Keeps the car rolling, but you're about to have a battle for the top spot in this one. Justin Grant closing in quick as they come around to the wave of the white flag. We'll have 1 to go in this one. Here comes the NOS Energy Top Industries upper 4 to the inside. Justin Grant's going to take over in 4. Justin Grant up in the race lead. Kevin Thomas Jr. going to drive back to his inside. Good battle here in the closing laps of heat race number 3. Kevin Thomas around the bottom. Justin Grant through the middle. Oh, look out, Justin Grant! Facing the wrong way in a one-way street. Caution light's going to come on. Justin Grant going in and just a little bit too much.
Yeah. I was going to mention that we were kind of sorting out some technical difficulties, but I was just watching that thinking that I was expecting to see Justin Grant and Kevin Thomas Jr. going at it for the rest of the night and into tonight's main event. So, man, what a turn of events in TJ Ford's heat race number 3.
So they'll have the dash to the finish here, so it'll be interesting to see if he can salvage and get up and hold on to a transfer spot. He's got a few cars to get by in order to do that, though. As I believe Drake.
Brian, I was standing right here on the inside of turn number 3, and we saw that battle that Kevin Thomas Jr. and Justin Grant had going through 1 and 2. Kevin Thomas Jr. was sliding across the racetrack, and it looked like Justin Grant was ready and waiting on him for it, and unfortunately just got hung out in the slick. At least that's what it looked like from down here. But you guys alluded to it, massive turn of events for the last year's winner here at Port Royal during Eastern Storm.
Indeed, thank you very much, Drake.
And you just don't see mistakes like that out of Justin Grant very often.
And you just took the words out of my mouth where it's so weird to see him essentially just find the banana peel out there.
And it looked like he was attempting to use the same kind of maneuver in turns number 3 and 4 that he did in 1 and 2 to get that great run on Kevin Thomas Jr., and it just didn't work quite the same way.
So Thomas going to bring it back to green. Danner going to line up at that second spot. Dravicki going to find himself in third, Bacon in fourth, Avante in fifth.
So green and white together here as there are no green-white checkered finishes in heat races. So Justin Grant going to have 1 lap to get it done.
Here we go. Danner going to look to the outside. Nothing happening. Brady Bacon with a run to the inside of Dravicki. Takes over the third spot. Danner. Big run onto the back straightaway. Does he have anything for the top spot through turns 3 and 4? Thomas across the racetrack. Danner going to try to turn to his inside. Drag race down to the checker flag. It will be KTJ. Kevin Thomas Jr. picks up the win. Breaks Danner in second. Brady Bacon in third. Steven Dravicki in fourth. Joey Amantia going to cross in fifth. And Carson Garrett holds on for the final transfer spot. Ruhlman, Grant, and Cherry unofficially rounding out your field. But your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he pilots the Inferno Armor number 3R. Give him a hand, Kevin Thomas Jr., winner in TJ Ford's heat race number 3.
So Kevin Thomas Jr. going to roll down the front stretch. Meanwhile, Joey Amantia on the back stretch, climb out of the race car, so not sure what we got going on back there.
And remember earlier he had issues where he had oil spraying on him.
Yeah, so potentially a U-joint.
3R, we actually bring you to the scales. We're going to bring you to the scales in the back. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the crew checking him out as the initial report is maybe the drive line coming apart on that machine. And remember earlier Drake had reported where a power steering line had come apart. He was getting soaked.
Kevin Thomas Jr. winner here in TJ Ford's heat race number 3. Last night passed the late, great Brian Kloss on the all-time wins list with career win number 42. Now tied for 8th all-time with Poncho Carter. But Kevin, you had quite the challenge from Justin Grant late in the going there. He threw a slider on you on what initially was the last lap at the time. Did you expect that to be coming?
Yeah, a little bit. You can hear him running about wide open. So I just knew I wasn't really running probably the line I needed to. And in 1 and 2, obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory here in 3 and 4, just run the top. But, I just felt like I screwed up a couple times getting down the backstretch, not at speed. And eventually, between him and probably Briggs and a couple other people that get around this place well, they were going to be coming. I just wasn't sure, where I needed to be over there because I hadn't seen pressure. But, obviously, I got it. So, fortunately, we were able to win that heat race there. Been working on it a lot since qualifying, got it a lot more comfortable, and these guys, they did a good job, and that saved us there.
Kevin Thomas Jr. holds off charges not only from Justin Grant, but also Briggs Danner to collect the win here in TJ4's heat race number 3.
Thank you very much, Drake. As with that, the Weikert's Livestock 410 sprint cars out to the Speedway. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Brian. As this is how they are going to go to the post for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole from York, in the Zemco header, Zemco Speed Equipment Custom Metal Coatings, D&M Truck and Trailer Services car number 1.